Yo guys, what's up? It's your boy TRUEDBZ back with another reaction video. And in today's video, I'll be looking at Sir Fable Knight's video on Granblue Fantasy vs Rising and why you should play this beautiful fighting game. So before I even get into it, I will probably guess that this is more like an overview of the game. I don't know if this is a direct like review like across the board from like every element, or it's just talking about like the game at like its base form, you know, looking at the characters and certain mechanics and stuff. I don't know what I'm getting into, but it's not too long of a video, so it's probably just gonna be like an overview. This video did come out a couple months ago, about 2 months ago, so I think this was before season 2 started. So yeah, so it's gonna be an interesting perspective on this. I know a lot of people that do play Granblue has very high opinions on the game, and myself included. I think Granblue Fantasy vs Rising is a really good fighting game, though they're about the same amount of players. I think it's awful, but you know, we're gonna focus on positivity. But before we get into this video, please be sure to check out this guy's channel down in the description below, and also check out the original video down below as well, so you guys can give him a like and subscribe and all that good stuff. But also, before we get into the reaction, please hit the like and subscribe button at the end if you enjoyed the video. It does wonders for the channel and helps me stay motivated to create more content like this. Also, be sure to check out the links below. In the description are my links to my Twitter and Twitch, my channel artist page bossumans on Twitter and TikTok, where he posts his artworks and commissions. And finally, my playlists are there that will provide you with more of my content. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into today's reaction video.
Granblue Fantasy vs Rising is absolutely peak. Hey all my glorious knights, this is Fable, and I've been playing Granblue Fantasy vs Rising as my new fighting game. In this hybrid video, I'm going to be going over my top 3 reasons why you should be playing this game, and also show you some matches of me playing and adjusting to the flow of this game. So, if you're ready, let's get it.
So, 3 reasons why you should play Granblue Fantasy vs Rising. Very interesting. This is, like I said, this is more like an overview, not a review of like the total package, but you know, it's a pretty good starting point. Also, if you guys hear any noise in the background, it is currently thunderstorming outside, so if you guys hear anything, that's what that is. But alright, 3 points. Looks like the first one is going to be characters. Characters, playstyles, archetypes. Every character is unique. Alright, let's see what they gotta say.
I love this game, and I've only been playing it for about 3 days. If you guys didn't know, I used to be a huge anime.
Okay, 3 days. Okay, that's not a long time to be playing a fighting game. Okay, so not saying that his opinions are wrong, but I feel like most players, or most fighting game players, usually takes about like a month or 2 to get a full grasp of the game and like how fun it is and how unique and like powerful the roster is and all that stuff. Him only playing the game for 3 days, which is probably only like maybe like what, 6 hours maximum. You know, I'm not gonna say his opinion is gonna be wrong, but it's definitely a little premature for most people that I interact with. But let's see.
A fighting game fan. One of my favorite series was the BlazBlue mainline series. In that series, each character was unique and had different playstyles and archetypes. In Granblue, this follows the same thing, and it's such a breath of fresh air. There is literally a character for everyone in this game. Do you want to play an all-rounder character that is simple and straightforward? Use Gran. Or how about a zoning specialist that you can lock down your opponent at long range and make you second guess coming forward?
Ah, my beautiful main Fairy. Fairy did get really good buffs for season 2, so she's probably like an actual like good mid-tier character right now. So yeah, Fairy players, we're looking up. We're looking up this season.
Play Fairy. Or what if you want a rushdown specialist that overwhelms your opponent with a mix of oppressive pressure? Play Beatrix. My point is, archetypes are amazing in fighting games. It makes each playstyle feel unique and rewarding when you overcome certain matchups. To me, that is the essence of a fighting game. Here's a practical match example of what I mean. I main a character named Vasaraga. He is very slow, but very punishing. He excels through counter hits and dealing a ton of damage to my opponent if they make a mistake. The unique thing about Vasaraga is that his unique skill is applying armor to some special moves to gain the momentum of the fight.
So it looks okay, these do have timestamps, so it's going to be like a certain talking section and then gameplay section. But yeah, as a fairy main, I know this matchup a little. It's not one of my favorite matchups, but it's definitely something in fairy's favor. Even though Vasaraga can deal with fairies long normals due to his armor and stuff, so it's not like a terrible matchup. But I'm very curious if like how he goes about playing against this fairy, who's A5. He is A4. Okay, so yeah, they're around the same skill level. Okay, this is interesting.
In this match, I go up against a fairy player that specializes in zoning me out. So it's up to me to figure out how to use my character strengths to gain an advantage. Be aware this was like my second day in, so don't be too critical on my character yet, but please enjoy.
Okay, so I don't think he's going to be talking through the rest of this match. So I guess whenever it comes to like pure gameplay, I guess I'll just skip through it and then we'll come back to his talking points. So I guess if there's no more commentary, I'll see you guys at the next point that he brings up. Alright, so the next topic is neutral fundamentals and matchups. Footsie's anti-air spacing fundamentals are key. Yeah, honestly, I would agree with that. This game is definitely more footsies based than a lot of other anime fighters, so that is definitely true. Alright, let's see what he has to say.
Personally, to me, the best thing about Granblue Versus is that your neutral matters. Every character has distinct normals, ranges, and frame advantages. It's up to the player to capitalize on their character's toolkit. In this game, fighting fundamentals are absolutely crucial. This is something I love because in other fighting games, they try to implement more mechanics to outweigh a player's fundamental knowledge. I won't call out these particular fighting games, but you guys know exactly what games I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's talking about Dragon Ball. Whenever people talk about stuff like that, they're probably talking about Dragon Ball and nothing else. I can't really think of another anime fighter that kind of describes that. Yeah, outside of Dragon Ball, I can't really think of one, actually. I can't really think of one.
As a player, my fundamentals that I've amassed in my fighting games should mean something. In Granblue, it means everything, and you can differentiate an experienced fighting game player to a very amateur fighting game player. Here's another match example of what I mean. This particular player kept doing things that were pretty obvious, so I used my fundamental knowledge to gain the upper hand.
Alright, so once again, I'll probably skip through this match because there's not really a lot of commentary here for me to comment on, but if you guys want to watch the actual matches yourselves, please check out the actual video. And so let's get into the, I guess, the final point of his overview. Thank you everyone for making it this far into the video. Just gonna take a quick break to do some shoutouts. First, shoutouts to my friends' channels. Please consider checking them out as they provide a variety of content, so at least one of them will have something that you'll enjoy. Second, if you live near the York, PA area, please head down to Ready Up Gaming Lounge. It's a place where gamers from every genre can come together and play in a comfortable and chill environment. They are open from 11 AM to 8 PM every day and hold dedicated events every week. For my channel's interest, they run Fighting Fridays, where for $5.30, you can play a multitude of fighting games with various players. They have big games like Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but they also have niche games like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Guilty Gear Strive, Rivals of Ether 2, and more. Finally, shout out to all my supporters on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter You guys really make doing content fun and worth pursuing. Alright, back to the video. Alright, I guess his final point is simplicity and mastery. A beautiful combination of old school and modern. So I'm guessing he's going to talk about the simple versus technical inputs. I have a gripe with this mechanic in this game in particular, but we'll see what he talks about specifically. There's a gripe that I have with this system if it is the technical versus simple inputs. All right, let's see what he let's see what he says.
Granblue Vs is a game that is very accessible to everyone. It is super simple to pick up and play. This game is built off 4 buttons. You have 4 central buttons, which are your light, medium, heavy, and unique. The unique button is usually tied to your character's unique trait that they're built around. The light, medium, and heavy buttons, however, do the same auto combo if pressed in succession if you're up close to your opponent. Yes, I know, it has auto combos. However, it is up to you as a player to not overpress and build your strategic pressure and mix-ups. Your normals are also different if you're far away from your opponent, so this would incentivize you to play footsies with your character. This is truly the beauty of Granblue's game flow. Another thing is control customization. I think this is one of the few fighting games that gives you options for control setup. For example, if you're from Mortal Kombat and you use blocking with a manual button, in Granblue, you can set your blocking to a button. If you're a traditional fighting game player and use down back to block, you can do that too. Hell, you can even set a dashing macro button, which I find gives you more freedom to your neutral. This is something I found really incredible and just adds more depth to the game. Here is one more match I thought I would share that encompasses everything that I've mentioned thus far.
Believe in victory.
Alright, so, yeah, so this is the final match of this video. It looks like, oh wow, he actually made it to S rank actually. That's pretty impressive. For playing the game for 3 days. So he didn't talk about the simple versus technical inputs. But button customization, I mean, that's pretty normal across the board when it comes to fighting games in my, well, not in my opinion, but I think it's pretty much factual that all modern fighting games have like button optimizations and customization in their settings. That way you can like place buttons like anywhere. So that's not really unique to Granblue. And then the far and close normals is also pretty standard. Not across anime games, not that I know of. I know Guilty Gear has like a close slash and far slash. I don't think Street Fighter has it. I can't actually that actually might be fully unique to Granblue. I can't really think of another anime fighter that fully embraces like the far and close normals mechanic. Yeah, actually I can't really think of one. At least the ones that I've played. Like I said, Guilty Gear is like the only one that comes to mind, and it's only for one button. It's only for slash. No other buttons have like a far and close version. So when it comes to that mechanic, it definitely takes some time getting used to, but it's definitely the right way for this game in particular. Auto combos, honestly, as I play Granblue more, the combos in the game just get way less interesting to me. Combos and like combo variety is probably one of the weakest aspects of Granblue, because like especially in the corner, like most characters are just like button auto combo into special, usually an EX special, into button into another special, which is usually an EX special, into button not brave counter, raging strike, into button, into super. Like that's basically what their corner combo is. Mid screen can be a little bit more unique with like characters like Cagliostro, Eustace, Fairy, but outside of like in the corner is way more homogenous. I think combos in this game is very, very boring. There's really not really any uniqueness among the cast for the majority. Like I said, it's usually just button into auto combo, EX special, button, EX special, button, raining strike, button, super. That's basically everybody's corner combo. Yeah. I mean, his last point about like simplicity does. How should I word this? I guess. How should I word this? In a way, he's right. Like, simplicity helps out a lot, but it also kind of makes it boring. In my opinion, honestly. Like I said, combos are definitely the weakest aspect of this game, in particular. All right, I'm gonna cut to his final part, and we'll just skip this match.
Well, my knights, I hope you enjoyed this video and it makes you motivated to play and try Granblue. This fighting game is so underrated, it needs more love. I will be streaming Granblue in the future and be trying to achieve the max rank. And I'll try to become a fierce Granblue versus player. Again, please give this game a try. I know for a fact you'll absolutely love it. As always, stay chivalrous, my knights.
Alright, so overall, I would say a lot of his points do make sense and does have merit to it. Once again, he only played the game for about 3 days, and I would only say he probably, like, actual hours wise, probably only played like maybe 6 to maybe 12 hours of gameplay, because most people are not going to play like the full 72 hours of just nothing but a game. So I would assume that he's only played around 6 to 12 hours at max for Granblue. There are definitely a lot of things that I feel like if he waited to like maybe like a month of play, maybe 2 months, this video would have gone a little bit more in depth. And not that I want to say like this draws a false picture of Granblue, because I do agree that this game is probably one of the best modern fighting games that came out recently. But there's definitely some pain points that you will have to interact with when you play the game. Most of it is kind of like character specific and or nitpicky, but there are some aspects of the game like certain characters being like better than others in a very dramatic in a very dramatic way. Things have changed to Season 2. Some characters got some buffs and nerfs as needed. They've changed how Brave Counter works, and they've made some other system changes as well. So the game's in a lot better state than what it was when this video came out. So it's definitely a lot better, but I guess his conclusion coming down to should you play this game, and the conclusion being, yeah, play Granblue, is a fantastic game. I 100% agree with, but only playing the game for 3 days and maybe 6 to 12 hours for a fighting game, while not really commentating on like any of the other content in the game, is kind of like not a great representation of the game. He didn't really talk about any of the other modes, like the story mode, arcade mode, none of the mini games in the lobby. He didn't talk about the lobby system itself. He didn't talk about Granblues. Like, there's a lot of stuff that Granblue Rising has to offer that he just straight up didn't mention, and I feel like that was kind of a missed opportunity to give Granblue like the full like recognition that it deserves, honestly. But I guess for what we got, it was actually a pretty decent video. I just wish that he had waited a little bit longer to like make a video on Granblue, because like I said, I feel like he missed out on a lot of different aspects of the game that would have helped sold the game even more, and maybe even brought up some pain points, or even just little nitpicks to keep players like aware of if they decide to play the game. But overall, I agree that Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising is an awesome fighting game. It's very fun, and yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Be sure to check out this video in the description and check out this guy's channel as well. And hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys also have a wonderful evening. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Sayonara.